Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be doing another review on another Stephen King's book called On Writing. One of the best books I've ever read, the best book I've ever read, that's nonfiction. It's one of his only, one of Stephen King's only nonfiction books. I've got Danse Macabre up there, and I haven't even read that one yet, but there's no way it can even compare to On Writing, a memoir of the craft. It's a brilliant book. What can I say? It's a very good tool for writers or anyone that wants to pass their English class. It's very good in terms of overall storytelling. So it's not very good with essays and stuff, but it does teach you how to write a story, how to write good stories, what to cut from story, what people will find interesting, stuff like that. Now the book details a lot about King's life. So the first third or so, I would say, is about how. It's just about his childhood, what shaped him, how did he become who he is, what happened in his life, things like that that I found very interesting despite it not having anything to do with the actual book itself. I read through it and I thought, it's very interesting to see about him because I've watched biographies and stuff, but very few of them actually goes through this much in depth about like his greatest 50 moments. So it's very interesting. After that, he goes on to talk about how to write very good stories. So he just goes on to talk about stuff like adverbs, how to talk about the things like said, names, easy stuff like that. This isn't a novel, obviously, so it's not gonna be a very long review, but it is very comprehensive. It's very interesting. He says it as simply as possible, so anybody who wants to learn can learn. You just read the book. It's only it's only 300 pages, almost 300 pages. Anybody who wants to be able to learn should be able to learn this book, learn writing with this very book. I know a lot of writers that tell other people, if you want to write a story, keep Stephen King's On Writing on you at all times because it's literally that helpful. It's legitimately awesome. At the end of the book, he talks about how halfway through writing this book, he got hit by a car. It's a story that a lot of people know about Stephen King. He got hit by a car one day and he almost died, and still he went on writing. He finished this book, I believe, while he was in the hospital or right after he got out of the hospital. So it's a very interesting insight into his life. It's very cool. He talks about the cover too. If you can see it, this is his dream room, what it's supposed to look like for him, and he talks about how every writer should have that, and I find that very interesting. He talks about these minute things that are actually very important when you think about them. So that's pretty much all I can say. It's very brilliant. It's very comprehensive. It's very good. So, I mean, who wouldn't want to read this? It's a very interesting nonfiction book, and I would recommend it to anyone who wants to learn how to write a story. What the process is. It's not so much as process as it is writing the actual story. So if you want to learn how to write a story, kind of, the little aspects of it, not even if you're not going to write a story, if you want to kind of understand what's going on, grab the book, take a read through it. It's not very long, it's very easy to read. And most importantly, it's for people that actually want to write a book. If you want to write a book, grab it, read through it, study it, take notes. You need to know. This is very important. So do that. That's very important. That's who I would recommend it to. Anyone who has an interest in learning about what authors do, kind of when they're writing the book, what to keep an eye out for, and how to actually write a book. It's also worth mentioning, at the very end, he talks about how to edit perfectly. So he even gives an example, which is the best I've ever read. It's so helpful. So pretty much that's it. I would give it a 5 out of 5. I'm giving like the best reviews to Stephen King just because this is such a perfect book. I love it. I love it. I wouldn't change it. Actually, I would remove the stories about him, which is interesting, but not the subject, I think. So he told us to skip it, which I think is fair. So I would cut him. I wouldn't cut any stars off of it. Still 5 stars out of 5 stars, because he said it's not important, you can skip it. So technically, it's fine. I really like this book. It's very good. It sits at the top of my bookshelf, one of my best books of all time, and I really like it. I would recommend a lot of people buy it. I would recommend it. So you've heard my entire review. That's all there is to it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you learned anything, if you want to read the book, blah 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 blah, put it in the comments. Let me know. I reply to all comments, and like the video if you want to as well. That makes me feel good. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.